All right, sports fans, what's going on? Today is July 27th. The year is 2022, and you are in the 411 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. This is our second episode of this season, and we're going to have a great time today. So, buckle up and get ready. All right, welcome to the show. Fantasy Football Talk is on the way. We're going to get into it. We're going to have a mock draft. We're going to also talk about the top 12. But before we do all of that, please do the following. Buttons, hit that like, subscribe, and that notification button so you can be in tune because you want to hear what these ladies and gentlemen have to say. And we're going to bring on the first analyst of the day, none other than a calculator.
Big win! Epic win!
Greetings
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 411. And hey, what the show's going to be about is just like what that intro was, jackpot. We're going to try and get people to hit the jackpot in the first round today because the saying always goes, some people say, it's old and overused, but they say you can't win in the first round, but you can lose it. But that actually proved wrong in some other leagues last year. But if you can nail that first round pick, it definitely sets you up for the rest of the year.
Absolutely, calculator. And we can't be alone here. We have to complete the trio, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. We're coming from somewhere in the state of
Parts
Florida.
Unknown.
You and I, both of our favorite partner, Lacy Dawson.
Wow. You can't get.
I have to admit that I do resemble that.
That is such a fitting intro.
Here we go. Cheers.
Nice.
All right, what's going on, Lacy?
Nothing, darling. It's 5:00 here, wherever I am.
I bet it is.
That's right.
All right, I bet it is. All right, well, we're here, and we're going to talk fantasy today. Give out some important information. All right, so hit that like, subscribe, notification. All right, before we get rolling, though, we got to get into a couple of news and notes. And so there's just a couple things happening in the sports world. I know, calculator, in the fantasy realm, I know you're excited about one thing that I'm about to bring up, and it pertains to your New Orleans Saints.
Well,
here's the suspense. Michael Thomas is back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've been hearing that for 2 years now, Mr. 411. So I'm a little skeptical until I see him on the field and actually catching passes. I'll believe it. But for now, call me skeptical. But hey, if you want to take a chance on him, currently he's been priced in the seventh round. But I think now with this news coming out that he's back, he's probably going to climb up draft boards again and be able to disappoint people as well, because I think the Saints, although maybe it was a deal between him and Sean Payton. Sean Payton's gone, so now Michael Thomas can kind of get more input, and because no matter how good you were, it was the Drew Brees, Sean Payton show. And I don't know if that rubbed Michael Thomas the wrong way. So when he got hurt, he said, okay, let me take a couple years off. Never heard of an ankle sprain, lasting 2 years, but it is what it is. But yeah, we'll see. But hey, I'm excited about all the Saints because, with got some new guys in there, and we got to see what happens with the Alvin Kamara situation, of course, because with Alvin Kamara, that is definitely a thing of no news is good news, because they say the closer it gets to the season, they can't all of a sudden put the suspension on them. They might have to wait for more investigations to come out and stuff like that. And then, as they say, let the legal process do its thing. But yeah, so far, because now right now, if you're doing these early best ball drafts, Kamara is going in the early fourth, late third round. So a lot of people, hey, I think that's a great time to gamble on somebody like Kamara. Yeah, I mean, think about it. In theory, like say you load up on your receiver, and then you're able to get Kamara as your running back one in the third round, and he's not suspended. I mean, you got a running back one going with two top 5 receivers, most likely if you go receiver. So, that's definitely something to think about as the seasons get closer.
Absolutely. All right, and we are also airing on Blackjack TV, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Blackjack TV. If you go to the Jack, blackjacktv.net, you'll find our show out there as well. You'll find the Sports Brothers as well. You'll see all the programming out there. So we thank Blackjack TV. It's time to get down to business, all right? Because we got a lot to cover tonight. So let's jump right into the, half of the reason why we're here today, and that's to talk about the first round of the fantasy draft. So that, and Calcualtor, I know you have a little spiel that you want to give on that, but it is important, fantasy owners, that you do well, at least when you're first, with your first pick, because that's how things kick off, right, Calculator?
Yeah, the first pick sets up really a strategy from the get-go. Strategy is obviously going to change as more and more picks come out, but it's good to have in the mindset of what you're going to get with your first pick, because that could set up, a lot of times these are the cornerstones of your team. Just ask Miss Lacy, who had a Ezekiel, Saquon Barkley in one league. That as you see, she's still painful from it. So and that was back to back. So I on the flip side, what I thought was a risky first round pick was Joe Mixon, and he wound up actually being solid, because a lot of times you are avoiding landmines in the first round, with injuries that can happen, because a lot of people love those running backs, and as soon as they get hurt, boom, you're working that waiver wire and going to probably be a value of could be 15 to 17 points between a replacement player and the guy you got in there that you're trying to replace. Landmine last year was Christian McCaffrey, very first pick overall, got hurt. Saquon Barkley, now he was going more in the late first round in snake drafts, and the reason Lacy was able to get Saquon and Ezekiel together, I didn't mention that it was an auction. So let's this what we're going to
go. It's a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. Oh, she put a whole bunch of money, in that. But hey, I can't fault you, Lacy, because I got Saquon Barkley with right after Joe Mixon. I got him in the second round of a snake draft, and But what helped me in that league is what we're going to talk about on what you can do in the first round is I hit pretty much 3 receivers. My first receiver was Terry McLaughlin,
McLaurin.
Yeah, with my first receiver, he wound up didn't even start on my team because right after that, I had Cooper Kupp in the 4th round. I had Jamar
So Trey
Chase.
McLaurin was going ahead of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, last year was. Oh
Yep.
yeah, McLaurin was top 7 receiver last year, even with Fitzpatrick at quarterback. People were really excited because and Cooper Kupp, he was going after Robert Woods last year, and that's why. See, what I did last year is I as soon as Robert Woods went off, my radar went off to get. I had Cooper Kupp on 4 leagues last year because a lot of people were picking Robert Woods, and now. Granted, I didn't know Cooper Kupp was going to do that, of course. I just liked it because I loved the storyline of him eating breakfast every day with Matthew Stafford. I kind of like that. But in the 5th round, that very same league, I drafted Jamar Chase. If you remember, Lacy, he was getting all that bad press in preseason. People said he can't catch spots. I mean, the man's got skills. It's just preseason. So I actually used a little positive news from Lacy. So I got Jamar Chase in the 5th round, and in the 7th round, I got Deebo Samuel. So I was fortunate, but that just goes to show you, I was able to use my first 2 picks. I went with Joe Mixon. Luckily he played most of the year, did very successful.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, and then when you
last year, I didn't know about Tony Pollard.
Oh man, yeah,
that was the problem with Zeke.
So. But yeah, Tony Pollard actually outperformed Zeke on a per touch basis, especially down the as the season progressed. And but I still hear Zeke's going to still be the ball carrier. All the news coming out because they're saying they don't want Tony Pollard to get a full workload. So they said even if Ezekiel Elliott was to get hurt, they said Tony Pollard would not pick up extra carries. He would still be in a 12 to 15 touch person to keep him fresh. Remember back in the day, the chant "Free Lamar Miller." Remember back then when he was playing with the Houston Texans?
I remember that.
Yeah, or when he was, and then with the Dolphins, they said, "Oh, they're going to free Lamar Miller." Well, they gave him more touches, and he was less effective. Basically, did the same thing on almost twice as many touches, and then he broke down at the end of the year. So everybody said, "Don't free Lamar Miller. Put him back in jail."
Right where he needed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Keep him fresh, keep him healthy. And I think that's a lot. And we'll go on this later on when we do running back analysis and stuff. People like Chase Edmonds and stuff like that. You want guys that are limited touches. They're effective in that role. Mm-hmm. I'll bring another example. 2 years ago, with Kareem Hunt. Remember, Nick Chubb got hurt, and everybody said, "Oh man, that Kareem Hunt's going to blow up." Now, hey, don't get me wrong, Kareem Hunt did do good, but he was less effective on the more carries. He was much more effective when people got beat up by Nick Chubb, and then they have a change of pace of Kareem Hunt coming in there doing his thing. So sometimes these second running backs that you get later in the draft, sometimes it's better to keep them because those are guys that you can keep in there time in and time out because less carries means less injuries and more efficiency,
right.
Stuff like that. So that's the thing to think about when you're later in your drafts getting these second type of running backs and running backs by committee. But we'll just start right off the bat. Me and Lacy, we were talking. The big debate is who you're going to pick number 1 overall. Jonathan Taylor is dominating a lot of the current drafts right now. Number 1 overall, followed by Christian McCaffrey. Now, I was in it was nice, a Discord. I saw on the message board, there was a fight between, a discussion between, Jonathan Taylor and Christian. One guy says, Jonathan Taylor is a guy that he provides a tremendous floor. He's very reliable. You could get some touchdown regression a little from last season, and so there were that it's a good starting because he's reliable. Christian McCaffrey, on the other hand, he's the type of guy that can win you the league, but on the flip side, he can lose you the league as soon as he gets hurt and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's always a question mark about it.
Yeah, the last 2 years. Because if remember, everybody forgave him after that first year because they said it was a fluke injury and stuff like that. So everybody went back in on Christian McCaffrey last year, number 1, and of course he burned. After that. And the thing is, on a point per game basis, yes, Christian McCaffrey is above Jonathan Taylor just because of the amount of volume he receives through the air. He's one of the few people that can actually score you 30 points without even getting a touchdown for you. That's how electric he is. So it's one of those things, risk assessment. If you get Jonathan Taylor, you can focus on other positions in the game. You can even do the Mark Andrews is going to a lot of people that have owned Jonathan Taylor. A lot of people be able to get
Well,
Mark Andrews
for
in the
one
second
thing,
round.
calculators, Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, he's pretty much untouchable. You know what
Yes.
I mean? It's not like he's gonna go out and get you stinkers when he's healthy.
Mhm.
Jonathan. What the interesting thing to me is that they both have new quarterbacks. And well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Carolina, are they still having a
Well,
Donald and
it's a open competition between Baker Mayfield and Sam
yeah.
Darnold.
And
Yeah.
so is Baker Mayfield an upgrade from last year? Is Matt Ryan in Indy an upgrade from Carson Wentz? You know
And,
what I mean? If you
yeah.
think about it like that, it's like it's not so much their role may change somewhat.
Mhm.
And do they have the kind of quarterback who's going to stop you from sacking the box
Yeah.
and make them beat you?
Yeah, and that's the thing with, and also look at defenses for both
Mhm,
team. Are you going to be in shootouts and stuff like that? I mean,
mhm,
Carolina. I mean, if they're in any type of shootout, Christian McCaffrey's that's where he's getting all his points and catch up mode and stuff like that. Whereas
mhm.
Jonathan Taylor, they got a solid defense. And they keep it close,
Hey,
but that actually helps Jonathan Taylor with more carries. So the good thing is both these guys. We all talk about script proof. Both of them are script proof. No matter where the game's going, they're on the field.
mhm. What's up,
Okay,
Mr.
so who
411?
do we have? Who do we have as number one overall?
Who do you have, Mr. 411?
Yeah, who do you have this for? I got Jonathan Taylor because I want to have more flexibility in my draft. If I pick Christian McCaffrey, I'm almost having to take another running back with my next two picks to overcome an injury factor. If I have Jonathan Taylor number one, I can do anything I want because I have that lock running back that should be able to carry me week in and week out. So I can be more, I
Mhm,
can gamble a little bit more if I have that high floor piece. Whereas if I have a high ceiling piece, that's nice, but you're going to have to cover yourself. Like in blackjack for our great sponsor, Blackjack TV. Do you want insurance if you have 21 right now, right? So if you hit McCaffrey, you might want some of that insurance in case he does decide to get injured.
Well,
mhm.
there's my answer right there. Um, that's who I have as number one.
I,
Right there,
I
Jonathan
believe
Taylor.
that Jonathan Taylor is the overall number one,
Yes,
um,
yes,
without
but
the question mark.
so correct, and
And
I think
I
that's
love his
I
work.
think that's what's
I
going on.
love his workload. Yeah, I love his
Mhm.
workload, and it also helps that Matt Ryan is going to be there this year too, and the
That's
focal point
yeah, that
offense
should
will
be.
be the running game.
Yeah, and
So
and and Indianapolis has a superb offensive line.
Mhm.
So that's why Jonathan Taylor and Jonathan Taylor, he's one of those breakaway guys. Hey, sometimes all he needs, I mean, one touch and he can take it to the house. So that's always good to
yeah.
have an explosive touchdown.
And let me ask
And
you this: is there any reason why Derrick Henry is not in the conversation?
and that's a great question. The reason Derrick Henry is, first of all, lack of receptions in point per reception leagues. So
Yeah, but
PPR leagues,
he makes
he
up for that in a big way.
well he does. However, that foot injury, and that's what's so weird. A lot of people are forgiving McCaffrey for 2 years of being hurt. Henry was only hurt last year, and it was a foot injury. It wasn't a major knee injury. It wasn't a hip injury. It was just a foot injury, and he did come back. Granted, he wasn't effective at the time, but the offensive line for Tennessee was beat up. And I think a lot of people are looking at Derrick Henry as a lot of mileage on his tires. He's such a big running back, aka Eddie Lacy, if people remember that name
He
back in the
just
day.
runs over people. Of course, I remember.
Yeah. So, a lot of people were worried about a big guy with a foot injury. I think actually people would be more forgiving if he had a torn an ACL or something like that.
No,
But as soon as people get
that would
foot
be
injuries,
terrible.
the people like plantar fasciitis, man, people get scared to death of that because,
Mhm.
anytime you get those foot injuries, especially for big running backs, people get scared. So that's
Well,
but a lot of people are now. I have Derrick Henry. You want to talk about Derrick Henry as a first round? I actually have him number 4 on my overall sheet. I actually I'm moving up Dalvin Cook a little bit. This one I'm starting to dig the Dalvin Cook comeback, even though he's a guy that. And I'll tell you one thing: I like Dalvin Cook better. than some people is because I know he's a clear workhorse, but I can also get Alexander Madison a little bit later in the draft him about a round ahead of his regular ADP to ensure I get him, and then I got a surefire backfield locked and loaded in there. See, Christian McCaffrey, we don't know who's going to back up Christian McCaffrey. I mean, they have Chuba
Well,
Hubbard.
not Mike Davis.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. See, if you have Mike Davis, that was jackpot, 2 years ago.
I think he's gone. I think
Mike Davis. Well, Mike Davis went to Atlanta last year and flamed out, and now he's trying himself in Baltimore. Seeing if he can.
Too.
Well, yeah, they love those veterans in Baltimore.
And speaking of Derrick Henry, I have him on my board as number 6. I'm not sure if our graphic department has our consensus picks, but I do have him as number 6 on my board, Derrick Henry. I do have Harris, Dalvin Cook, and Eckler ahead of him.
And that's what I'm going to pick up on with you, Mr. 41. How in the world do you have Najee Harris ahead of somebody like Derrick Henry?
Well,
what's
Najee
the
Harris.
logic in that? Yeah.
Well, I like Harris because he's going to be a workhorse back. He's going to be the focal point of the offense, in my opinion, and he's younger. And I feel that's the way to go.
But you do see his reception total coming down, right, at the change of quarterback, because he's not going to have the limp noodle armed of Roethlisberger doing those dump off passes.
They have a young quarterback. They're going to have a young quarterback. More than likely, pick that the rookie is going to be playing, and he's going to need those safety valve type passes. So I'm looking at Harris sneaking in. He's not going to be a prolific back, getting catches out the backfield, but it'll be just enough. And I think anytime they're near the goal line, it's going to go to him. So that's how I feel about Harris.
That's Derrick Henry too. I mean, Derrick Henry, he's going to be the focal point of it.
But he doesn't have the injury history.
But he doesn't have that history and all those mileage. Like this gentleman has less miles right now. So I'm going with the vehicle with less miles right now. But again, it's close. I mean, it's close. One spot apart.
Yeah, I have mad to get either one of them in the first round.
Hey, but you know what, Lacy? Another interesting thing I want to pick up with Mr. 41. Mr. 41 has Eckler as his number 3 overall.
I've seen that.
I was so explain that to me, Mr. 41, because I have Eckler down in number 5 for me.
Well, 3 and 5 is not that far apart. They're the top 5. They're both in the top 5.
But should he be ahead of Derrick Henry or Najee Harris?
No,
well, I believe so.
The reason I have Eckler, there is no way he's going to get those touchdowns that he got last year. He set a career high in touchdowns, and they went in the draft and they got themselves a goal line back. So I have a feeling he's going to take touchdowns away. And they said Eckler just got too much work. We talked about efficiency and workload. This was one of the few guys that got more workload and was still efficient. But they're worried about, hey, if we want to make a playoff push, we're going to have to keep a fresh Eckler. They're talking about taking carries away and taking goal line opportunities away. Because if you remember, his over-under for rushing touchdown was 4.5 last year, and he got more than that, which was a career high. He's only done that one other time in his career. But no, Eckler. I think Eckler's coming back this way, and that's why I would take Dalvin Cook ahead of Eckler and Derrick Henry. Now again, I have Eckler number 5, but Mr. 41, I was surprised when you got him all the way at number 3.
But the thing is, Calculator, you have him at 5, and I have him at 3, and I have Dalvin Cook in the middle. I have him at 4. And the way I'm looking at it is with Eckler, Dalvin Cook, he has a track record of getting injured. Now he's explosive when he's out there. You can argue that he might be a number 1 overall type player when healthy. With Dalvin
he's healthy,
Cook.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But with Eckler, the Chargers are generally in shootouts, and the Chargers like to air the ball out. And Eckler is great in the passing game. And when I'm basing this off a PPR league as well. So I feel like he's going to give me what he may not give me running the ball as much. He's going to make up for that in the passing game, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I would be surprised if he had some games, where he has 8 catches for 80 yards and rushes the ball for 65, 70 yards. I still think that's going to be a monster game.
Yeah, but if you're looking at what he did last year, you have to set expectations that I don't think he can keep up that touchdown pace that he catch, because he had twice as many rushing touchdowns for career rushing touchdowns than he had in his whole career combined. Actually, if you look at it, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm taking. That's why hey, I do have him top 5, which, like you said, is good. But I do have him top 5 because of his receiving ability. However, I don't have him at number 3 because I see no way of him being able to keep up that touchdown pace that he did last year.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So
Well, that's
okay,
we are there.
just to. Oh, I'm sorry, 411. Did you have a
No,
rebuttal?
go ahead. Carry on.
No, I
Carry
just
on.
want to say it's like, okay, so look, the consensus basically is that the top 5 or 6 players are all running backs.
Yes. We talked about cornerstones just like we did last year. Hey, you're trying to avoid the minefields. Those top 6. That's why it might be better just to pick 6 or 7 and get that top receiver and then not worry about the
You know what? When I've been drafting, I have a much better lineup when I have about the 6 or 7 positions.
I've noticed that as well.
Than when I have the number 1 or number 2 or even number 3, even though.
So
consensus is like, okay, we had JT number 1, CMC was number 2. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, slow down for a second.
You concur?
Okay, slow down. Well, slow down for a second. All right, let me get the graphic up. All right, number 1.
Well, that's why we pay you the big.
Yeah, Mr. Producer.
Right. Number 1, right? Okay. All right, number 2.
Number 2 was CMC. I thought
it is. That was consensus.
Okay. Number 3 was.
Well,
somebody had Eckler and somebody had.
Yeah, Mr. 4-1 had Eckler and I had Dalvin Cook.
Oh, Cook. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll split.
3 and 4 would be Eckler and Cook, kind of interchangeable there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Derrick Henry. Well, for me,
5 and 6 are 5 would be Henry.
Yes.
And 6 would be Harris.
Well, not for me. That's for Mr. 4-1. Mr. 4-1 has Najee Harris a lot higher. Well, not a lot higher. I have Najee Harris in the first round, but I don't have him top 5. I have him in the 8-9 range. Actually the 10 range because I like 2 receivers ahead of Najee Harris that I would take.
So you're one of those. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so who do you have at number 6?
At number 6, I'm looking at my rankings. I have number 6. That's actually my first receiver. I have Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
And then I have Jamar Chase behind him, and that I find a lot of people were, saying, why do you have Jamar? Why don't you have Justin Jefferson? In consensus is going higher than Jamar Chase. And one thing is, I'd rather have Joe Burrow throwing me the ball than Kirk Cousins, and that is strictly a preference in team makeup and so forth. So
it sounds like you've been burnt before, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yes, and Jamar Chase. Hey, I could have a lot of positive feelings. He brought me home a championship with his 50-point game in championship week last year. So I like that ceiling, that high ceiling player. So that's why I like Jamar Chase ahead of Justin Jefferson. And Jefferson, a lot of people talking about, and another reason I'm bringing back Justin Jefferson a little bit is because I'm so high on Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook's going to really dominate goal line touches and attempts, and even out of the passing game because Dalvin Cook can catch the ball as well. And I think if you bracket coverage Justin Jefferson, he's going to beat his fair share. But you still have Adam Thielen that can catch touchdowns. You have Dalvin Cook that's going to run them in. Irv Smith.
Yeah.
In there,
absolutely.
That's why that's why I have Jamar Chase ahead. So I actually have Cooper Kupp and then Jamar Chase back to back, and then I have Najee Harris behind those 2 receivers.
Okay. So Mr. 411, where do you have that? Your number 6, 7, and 8.
Well, 6 is Derrick Henry for me, and my first 6 picks are running backs, and then my 6th running back is Derrick Henry.
Okay, who was your number 5?
Number 5 was Harris.
Najee Harris.
Oh, okay, you had him higher. Okay.
Right, slightly.
Okay.
And then Cooper
7?
Kupp first is Cooper Kupp. All right.
Okay.
And I know a gentleman with the last name of Cooper, and that's why his name is so cool. Cooper Kupp. Have him at number 7
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he finished with 145 catches for 1,000. 145 catches for 1,947 yards. I mean, this guy's a machine. And then right behind Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase
See, me and
So
Mr.
me and
41, I
Calculator right
agree
there.
with you on that one, Mr. 411. When you sent me
Yeah,
that, I thought I was one of the only ones that had Jamar Chase ahead of Justin Jefferson. So I'm very proud of you,
yeah.
Mr. 411. I like
Well,
that.
I appreciate that, Calculator. A lot being on these shows with you is rubbing off, and we're going to be ahead of that, and everyone's got to chase and catch up with us on that one, Calculator.
That's right. That's right.
All
Okay,
right,
so we've already
well,
chosen through number 8.
yeah.
So we got 9, 10, 11, and 12 left.
Okay.
Are we
Well,
gonna?
I'm gonna throw in some names, and then you guys can take it from there. So in my 9, Justin
Oh wait,
Jefferson.
one moment, Mr. 411. When are we gonna take a break?
After we get to number 12, because we have to get into our mock draft.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine. I just
Yeah.
gotta be the timekeeper.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're doing good. We need to wrap
Yeah,
this up in about 3 minutes so we can
that's
get to
right.
our draft.
Okay.
All right. So 9 through 12 for me is Justin Jefferson, uh, DeAndre Swift, and that's
Really?
kind of staying outside the box a little bit. And then Devontae Adams. Remember that guy?
So,
At that time,
so you don't have Travis Kelsey as a first round pick.
I do not. I do not
Okay.
have any tight ends in the first round this year for me. And I'm higher on the receivers right
Okay.
now than I am the tight
Who's your
ends.
number 12?
Number 12 is Nick Chubb.
Chubb. Okay. All right. So now, Miss.
Well, no,
Calculator.
you have Joe Mixon as your number 12, Mr. 411.
Yeah,
You have
that was the first edition, but we had an update.
oh, yeah. Oh, well, the producer did not give me the updated list, Mr. 411.
The updated version.
He's
Okay.
like, we're going to have to get on the producer, Mr. 411.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
gonna have to find that
All right,
producer.
calculator. How are you 9 through 12?
9 through 12. Hey, I got, because I have Justin Jefferson as number 8 as well. I'm sorry, I have Jamar Chase, number 8. I have Joe Mixon at number 9. He's my next running back that I have as well, because I just think if it's not going to be Jamar Chase catching touchdowns, Joe Mixon can run them in. I think they definitely have enough mouths to be, because if people don't realize, Joe Mixon had a career year last year in fantasy points, but what people don't realize is their offensive line's even better this year. So, they have upgraded 2 offensive linemen so they can run the ball. And if they're playing with leads, who are they going to give the ball to bleed out the clock? That's Joe Mixon.
Right.
So I think he's going to get, and we talk about script proof all the time. Joe Mixon can catch the ball too. He'll catch you 4 to 6 passes a game, even if it's not a blowout or close games and stuff like that. So if it is a blowout, hey, he'll go in there. Now, they do have a great pass catching back that does come in on 2-minute drills, which, but hey, I'm all about keeping my guy healthy. So if you want to throw Chris Evans, the old 2-minute scat back in there, I don't mind. I think Joe Mixon's going to be able to eat on his other time. So I actually have him number 9.
Okay.
I have DeAndre Swift at number 10. I have him one spot below Joe Mixon, and the reason is DeAndre, and Lacy, you can back me up on him. He was really good to me in our auction league in Atlanta. I had him on my team last year. He is a guy because he's going to catch passes. He's one of those receiving backs. But what I really like about DeAndre Swift is he's so fast. He's one of those guys that when he catches it out to space, he's the guy that can, make it. He really, I promise you, as close to Barry Sanders. It's kind of weird that he's in Detroit as he is. So he can take it to the house on any time he touches. I really like Devontae Adams right behind DeAndre. Yes, and just because I like the receivers, I like. Hey, Derek Carr is not that bad. Now, granted, he's no Aaron Rodgers, but actually Devontae Adams actually has people that take coverage off of him. People are going to have to look out for Darren Waller. People are going to have to look out for Hunter Renfrow. So Devontae Adams, we saw what he could do with double coverage. Just imagine what he's going to do with single coverage. And another guy right behind him to round out my top pick. And a lot of people don't think I'm a big Aaron Jones lover this year.
Okay, that's why I was wondering what was missing from your top 12.
Aaron Jones.
Okay,
I love Aaron Jones.
I have to go there with you.
Yeah, because Aaron Jones, me and you had that discussion over. You had your concerns with AJ Dillon, and of course, I have my. But what I really like about Aaron Jones is Devontae Adams leaving. I really think that's his target share of reception. I think he's going to have more, and we know he can catch the ball. I think he's actually going to run more routes this year with Devontae Adams gone. Because I mean, we like Lazard, but he's no Devontae Adams, and Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, making going to be in Green Bay and everything. But
that could be interesting if he
that
could be
is that.
healthy.
Yeah, exactly. That's another. He's already out now. And when him and that rookie they drafted are currently out. The rookie that they drafted, I was high on him due to his draft grade, but he recently had surgery, so that he could miss some time early on. So I had to bump him down my draft board. But I think that just adds to the appeal of Aaron Jones. I love Aaron Jones. Hey, just think about it. I can pick Aaron Jones with one of my first 2 picks if I'm at the end of the draft. Hit up AJ Dillon in the 5th round where he's normally going in the 6th, and then I talked about that Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison duo. I could do the same thing with Devontae Adams and AJ Dillon, because then that's it, or not Devontae, Aaron Jones. Because then if Aaron Jones gets hurt, guess what? That is another part where AJ Dillon gets more run as well. Right. So you're not hurt as much if Aaron Jones. So, matter of fact, it's one of those addition by subtraction. You're subtracting Aaron Jones, your first pick, but hey, you're going to get more on the AJ Dillon side and stuff like that. I love Aaron Jones.
I that's why I bring up 3 names that you guys didn't mention that I've seen in the first round, and just ask you why you think they don't belong there. Josh Allen, Travis Kelce, and Stephon Diggs.
Oh, well, I don't like Josh Allen first round because he's a quarterback. I think I can get a real good value quarterback later in the draft. I don't want to spend a first round pick on a quarterback when I can get, yes, I think Josh Allen's going to be, but Mahomes was burning a lot of people last year when they were spending first round. Of course, he was going in the second round in a lot of drafts, but he was the first quarterback taken overall, and he didn't even break top 5 in quarterbacks at the end of the year. But even though I think Josh Allen's about as sure as you can get when it comes to top 5, I just don't want to spend a first round pick on a quarterback. So position is the only reason I don't have Josh Allen in my first round.
And Kelce and Diggs.
Well, I don't have Kelce because I don't have Kelce in the top 12 because just look at the players that we just named there. I think the game, the tight ends, I think the game is going more to the receivers this upcoming season.
Wait a minute. There's tight ends and then there's Kelce. It's not the same thing. He's a receiver.
Look, I'm telling you, you need to go with these receivers this year. The one in this first round. In this first round, I'm not gonna sacrifice a first round pick on a tight end.
Yeah, and not only that, tight ends as they get older, they fall off the cliff a lot quicker than other positions. I mean, granted, Gronk was one of the few people that he had to take a couple years off to get rejuvenated.
He may be back.
Yeah, but Travis Kelce,
he's their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, he is their number 1 receiver, but he's another year older. And I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes scared me when we just look at his second half of that Bengals playoff game.
Half of the year.
He couldn't hit. And Kelce, he was hoping on a lot of those passes, and Patrick Mahomes just didn't get them. So it's kind of odd that but if I'm going to finish a first round pick, I want my quarterback locked in, and if somebody and receiver, exactly.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. But I'll tell everybody, if they're playing, I have not seen Travis Kelce fall out of the first round. So he is being, and the thing is,
he's going like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. And what you're saying, Lacy, is true. But the thing is, we don't like him, but all you need is one person to like Travis Kelce. And there is going to be one person in that league that likes Travis Kelce and uses the argument you said, saying, hey, he's the number 1 target. He has Mahomes, which I actually
and he gets touchdowns.
Yeah, and he does get touchdowns. But for us,
we got to jump on Diggs too now. We got to jump on Diggs real quick, and then we got to get in this draft. We got to get in this draft after Diggs.
Okay.
Well, I like Diggs. I just think he's a tier below. I have him in that second tier. I have him a tier because I actually have a big 4. I have the Cooper Kupp, the Jamar Chase, the Justin Jefferson, and the Devontae Adams as my tier 1. And then I have the Stephon Diggs starting in my tier 2. So I don't have him too far down, but I wouldn't draft him in the first round. No, I'd try to get him in the second round. I would want those other 4 before the tier drop.
And I think the quarterback's going to take some touchdowns away with his own legs. So
Josh Allen.
And then I don't want to get in a situation where I got a game played at Buffalo later on in the season as well. I rather stick with these other receivers right now. They're pretty solid.
Yeah. when you get those high, because Buffalo's known for high winds and you don't pass the ball. Hey, just remember that old that first game, the Patriots in Buffalo came when Mac Jones like threw two times the whole game because the
Yeah.
wind was so bad. Yeah, we don't want something like that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. All
All
right.
right.
It's
So we
time to
got
do
our
the
clock close.
draft.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
All right. It's
Cool.
time to get to Lacy's favorite part of the show now, which is the mock draft. We're gonna get to the wheel of names so that we
Okay.
can
Now
figure out
remind me
what
of how this
position.
works. Do we have to?
Well,
I don't get to have my own team.
right.
Correct.
We are a team.
This is our
We're the team.
consensus. This
Yeah.
you want to talk about devil advocate? You put your argument towards your pick, and we will either rebut it, agree, or disagree, or
Okay.
agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
good.
if you look in the top right hand corner, you will see our team helmet.
What,
All
you
right.
couldn't spring for two more letters? I mean, two more numerals?
Hey,
Just squint your
Been
eyes,
over here for
and then
before,
just,
huh?
just
hey,
squint
Brett
your eyes and
Favre.
see
You know
what
that's a
that.
great number.
Yeah. All right. So number 4. Right. That's our uniform, and we're gonna spin the wheel of names. That's coming up real quick
To
here,
see
and we
where
want
we
to know what
pick.
Yep.
position.
That's
Yeah, where we
interesting.
pick, and
Same
and
here.
we pick as a team. Okay.
Yes, we do.
We
All
actually
right.
do.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
There we
This is gonna
go.
be
This will hypnotize you.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
we
is
can.
oh
busy.
damn!
Ooh, look
It
at
looks
that.
like that wheel on the Price
Well,
is Right.
All right.
yeah. And people
Why
remember
did I say 12?
if people remember last week we did number 11, so this is a slight difference, which shouldn't. But I got 12 teams. We are drafting in the 12 position,
I thought we were
right?
drafting from 3.
No, we're drafting number 12.
No,
That's what the
we're number
wheels
12.
gave us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're number
I
12.
was excited for a minute.
Oh, so and then we will start the draft. See,
We're gonna put our
wow! Did you
first half of
see
the
who
show to
won?
the test.
Y'all see who number 1 was in this particular draft? Oh, it was Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought it was Dalvin Cook. I got excited. So, all
You thought it
right.
was
So
Austin Eckler.
Jonathan, that's yeah. Austin Eckler. Although Najee Harris that must be Tyrone's clone drafted number 4. Get Najee Harris out there.
Telling you.
But look,
Telling you.
Eckler fell to number 7. Cooper Kupp, number 1 receiver. Justin Jefferson. Oh, we got sniped, guys. I really wanted Jamar Chase at number 12. So now we know. Well, okay, we know we're not going to do. Do you want to do it devil's advocate for Kelsey as our first pick, Lacy?
Oh no,
We got the number 12 pick, so we've got 2 in a row.
Yeah. So I
got to figure out how do you build a team from this.
Well, we definitely got to come away with a running back.
Absolutely.
I don't feel good with or although I still have Devontae Adams in my top tier wide receiver, but the beauty here is we get
2
picks. Now, personally, I would go with Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams.
I would choose him as well, Aaron Jones.
Because what do you think, Mr. 4-1? Because you like to get your running back in your first round. So
it went by so fast I couldn't tell if Nick Chubb was available or not.
Nick Chubb is available.
He's available.
But
So
you like
Nick, we might want to think about
ahead of Aaron Jones.
Well,
Nick Chubb is in Cleveland. The problem with Cleveland. What is the problem with Cleveland, Mr. 411? You know what it is.
Well, you're going to talk about that on August 3rd.
I know that, but that's something to think about. At least Aaron Jones still has Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. He's got a guy. You're not stuck in the box on Aaron Jones.
And he's going to be somebody that Aaron Rodgers can trust.
Yep.
He's got new people running around out there.
Mm-hmm.
I vote for Aaron Jones.
Okay. I vote Aaron Jones.
Well,
for one more.
Okay. Well, there it is. We're going with Aaron Jones.
Okay. So let's draft Aaron Jones. Now we're back on the clock. So
do we want to entertain Chubb at this point, or do we want to go get somebody like Mr. Kelsey?
Or I like Mr. 4-1's Devontae Adams. He's still in my top tier. Like I said, I have a big 4 at receiver, so I really like Devontae Adams in the spot. And the reason I say that is because I think we can get a good running back in the 3rd round. not a good one. I mean, that's considered the dead zone, but I think we can get inadequate enough to where
And
I want to stay.
I vote for Kelsey. You two figure it out.
Well, we both go
Uh-oh.
Adams.
I have Adams.
That's fair.
I think Adams is going to play with a chip on the shoulder. He's playing with Derek Carr, his old college teammate, and
Yeah.
they're playing in Las Vegas. I think that Adams is going to want to, prove his Hall of Fame quarterback,
Yeah.
work.
He's gonna want to
So,
prove it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers.
well,
And
no, he
actually,
called Derek Carr Hall of Fame quarterback. So he said when
He
he
didn't
moved
mean
from
to.
Hall of Fame
that
quarterback
was an
to Hall of Fame
accident.
quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't mean it like that.
You sure he was not thinking about his brother David Carr? So
It
God, I
still
got
No,
wasn't
he was thinking
wrong,
about
but
he
okay.
was thinking about Antoine Carr.
That's
Antoine Carr from Utah Jazz.
I got you. All right, so
All
we're
right.
going Devontae Adams.
Okay.
So, man, and if people looking at this, dang, Chubb lasted all the way to the 7th pick in the 3rd round. So that is something people might want to keep an eye on. I mean, he's slipping more and more in drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to
Unfortunately, he didn't slip to us.
yeah. So I bet,
No,
man. I
'cause we
mean,
would have snapped him.
that's right. Kelsey, our Diggs went right after we picked. Kelsey went. C.D. Lamb, Mark Andrews, interesting in the middle of the 2nd round.
He's been going high.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, he's starting to climb now. That's 10th pick of the 2nd round. Keenan Allen, 1st pick. Javonte Williams, I've been seeing him go in the middle of the 2nd round a lot of drafts. He slipped to 302. And I think a lot of his slippage is coming because Melvin Gordon's not going anywhere. Nick Chubb at 307. Jalen Waddle making an appearance. Josh Allen, 1st quarterback taken in the 9th pick of the 3rd round. And James Conner just got picked right before us. So let's look at the board here.
Okay, what do y'all think about Kyle Pitts without Matt Ryan?
I like Kyle Pitts. And the reason I like Kyle Pitts is because I'm a great or late type of drafter when it comes to tight ends. And I think the teardrops after Kyle Pitts. It's Kelsey, Andrews, and then Kyle Pitts. And then, you're again, we talk about landmines and TJ Hawkinson injury concern.
Who is Atlanta's quarterback? I don't even know.
It's
Is it Mariota right now?
Mariota, yes, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota.
But hey, he made it to the playoffs.
That was 10, 15 years ago.
Wasn't that long ago. I mean, he's one of the guys. Remember in the playoff game, he passed the ball, got knocked back to him, and he caught it and ran it for a touchdown. That was pretty impressive. And you remember last year,
he hasn't been impressive for a long time.
Hey, his very first snap in the Raiders uniform, he took it for 40 yards on a quarterback keep, and then he got hurt for four games after his first carry.
And what makes you think this is going to end up in different?
Yeah, with that offensive line.
Yeah, he's going to be running for his life.
But
I actually liked Kyle Pitts when I thought that Matt Ryan was going to be there because, Matt Ryan can do that. But I don't know. What do you feel about Zeke?
Well, I like Cam Akers ahead of Ezekiel Elliott, actually.
Really?
Yeah, just because I saw what Zeke did to you.
What about Pollard
last year?
Is Pollard going to take some of the carries away this year?
Well, and it could,
for sure.
And Pollard, and we can get Pollard in the sixth round, a couple rounds later. ETN is still available, and I'm just going over running backs. I mean, wide receivers. There's Terry McLaurin. There's Brandon Cooks. There's DK Metcalf.
Who's throwing the Cooks?
Brandon Cooks. Oh man, I don't know. Who's the quarterback?
For Houston?
I can't even tell you who the quarterback for Houston is. Mr. 401, you got that information? Get that from the producers. Is it that David Mills? Is it still that?
I'm gonna go
rookie?
find I'm gonna go find an archaeologist to go find that. Real deep.
It's like who's the quarterback in Seattle? Who's going to throw the DK?
Oh, isn't that Geno? Isn't that Geno Smith? He's going to be.
Oh yeah, come on now, Geno Smith.
No, yeah, I know, baby.
Geno Smith is lead. Geno Smith is taking us to the playoffs this year.
Don't forget that Drew Lock in the Russell Wilson trade, so he could take.
Drew Lock is where?
Seattle.
Ew.
He's the one battling.
That makes me a little sick.
Calculator. We got to make this pick, right? So
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'll vote for Pitts. I'll vote for Pitts.
Okay.
get the tight end out of the way. I agree with that. And
That's my
Lacy, you
vote
brought it
now.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vote for Zeke, and so you guys win.
Okay. Got Kyle Pitts. Well, now we got another pick. Now we can't. Hey, we can go Zeke in the. That's interesting. We got.
I mean,
And we
okay.
made
What do
it.
we have so far?
Our draft is we went Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and now Kyle Pitts. So
Gotta
we
get
have
a running back. Come on.
so
It doesn't have to be Zeke, but who else is available?
let me see. Available is Ezekiel Elliott, Cam Akers,
He's
Travis
better than those
Etienne,
guys.
Brees Hall, Antonio Gibson.
That
That I'm not.
plays for the Jets. Are you kidding me?
Hey, Brees Hall's. I like Brees Hall this year, Miss Lacy.
Oh,
I like.
I would love to love him, but
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
No.
Well, let's talk about this one then, because
Okay.
Elliott, just last season was a top 4, top 5 draft pick in the entire draft.
Mhm.
So for 1 year to the next, and he's sitting here around 4 for us.
But he just looks so
Would it hurt us
bad.
to take him?
Hey,
Well, he was hurt. He was playing hurt.
yeah, and the offensive line has been gotten better. So yeah, let's go.
And
with you.
Dallas is desperate. They are desperate.
I mean,
We'll
He might
take
turn
Dallas.
out to be.
He's
He
on-
might.
he's on the
He
hot
might
seat.
turn out to be. He might turn out to be Jonathan Taylor. that he
Okay,
took for this year.
I took him. Cam Akers went right after him. By the way, that's
Okay.
the guy I was debating. So you know,
Just in case anybody forgot, huh?
that's right. That's right. But some of the highlights here. Two quarterbacks are now. Two more quarterbacks. Pat Mahomes was the second quarterback taken in this draft at 406. Justin Herbert was right behind him at 407. Mike Williams at 408. He's been climbing up draft boards. Last week he was in the 5th round of drafts. Rashad Bateman, a guy I like.
Really?
Was it? Yeah, he was in the 6th round last. Well, I mean, him and Mark Andrews. It's pretty much nobody else.
Exactly.
And,
We were on a different show last night, and I asked the question: why is Amari Cooper where is he, Cleveland or somewhere?
Yes, he's a
Cleveland.
Why
You
is
said, why is
Julio
he in
Jones
Cleveland and
in
not somewhere else?
Tampa? Like
Yeah.
like Lamar Jackson needs some good people to throw to.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
yeah. And my guy, Hollywood, 504. And just ahead of Hollywood, Michael Thomas. You talked about the news, Mr. 401. He's in the 5th round now.
Do
Again,
we have a quarterback
He's
yet?
moving up.
we do not, but that's what the beauty is. There's only 3 quarterbacks that were taken. So Lamar
Maybe
Jackson.
there's going to be a run, and we're going
Yeah.
to be we're going to miss it.
And that's what I'm saying. And Lamar Jackson's the highest quarterback on my board. So we can pick him with
Who
this
else
pick.
is available at quarterback? Let's see.
At quarterback,
It's
we got Kyler Murray.
You like Jackson better than Murray?
Yes.
With the weapons that Kyler Murray has?
Well, Kyler Murray gets hurt all the time. You want to talk about hurt? That's a guy that he's gotten hurt the past 2 years. Yeah, he'll start off on gangbusters, and remember he's missing DeAndre Hopkins the first 6 weeks of the year, and he just got paid. I mean, that could be he's got his money now. He's playing for a new contract, earlier, and I just his small frame and when he likes to run. Now he is the one quarterback that I think could legit pass for 4,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Run for 1,000 yards. However,
he picked up some new weapons too.
He did. Hollywood Brown, great. Although
Yeah,
Chase
yeah.
Edmonds,
That's where he went. Somebody else went there too, I think. I can't remember who it
no,
is.
they said because Christian Kirk actually left
He went to
Arizona.
Florida, I think.
Yeah, and then Rondell Moore, and they said they're going to give him more run and stuff like that. And DeAndre Hopkins coming after
I
6.
actually like more.
And they have
So
Ertz.
I mean, I'm okay with
And they
Lamar
have
Jackson if
and they
that's
have
your
Zach
choice.
Ertz too. They
I
have
like
Zach Ertz
Kyler
as
Murray
well in
better,
Arizona.
but I just like Kyler Murray better because he has more people to throw to. Lamar Jackson's got Mark Andrews. I mean, Baltimore is so pathetic. We don't know what the run game is going to look like.
And I do want to bring this up.
Jackson is such a dynamic player.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget who our first. Remember, we were talking about our first.
AJ Dillon is there.
AJ Dillon is available, and we got 2 picks, so we might want to this will lock down our running back because we'll have Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, and AJ Dillon.
You need that insurance at this point.
So is y'all want to pick AJ Dillon with this pick, and then we'll discuss the quarterback? Okay, so we're going AJ Dillon. I think based on our team, that was a good pick. Okay, Mr. 411, are you in on Lamar Jackson, or do you want to, hey, Jalen Hurts might be available next pick.
He is.
Um,
Well,
you know, if you look, hey,
it
Tom
works for
Brady.
me. I'll let you guys pick this one.
Okay,
I
Joe
like Jackson.
Burrow.
I like
I
Jackson.
kind of, yeah, he's a league type winner. He can win you a league. So yeah, okay, we'll
I
fill that
agree.
spot.
I just don't
Okay,
think they show him enough respect. They don't give him like good targets.
and it looks good because these quarterbacks are running off the board.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers went,
Mm-hmm.
Dak
Well, we knew that was
Prescott,
gonna happen.
Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. So I think we made Jalen Hurts. I think we
Just
made the
in
right
time.
decision
Yeah, we did.
because
Okay,
the
so
run.
how many roster spots do we have left?
Well, we still need one receiver and one, because really technically we don't have to use a flex player because AJ Dillon could fill a flex if we needed, but
Okay, but we need a receiver. Let's take
need a
one.
receiver. Yeah, because we only have one receiver. We have Tyler Lockett.
Let's
We
see who
have
else is available.
let's see, Tyler
Can
Lockett,
we find a
Christian
receiver
Kirk.
with a better quarterback?
Russell Gage,
Uh,
Alan Lazard.
ooh,
He's
I
available.
like
you
that.
want a good quarterback? Yeah,
I
and
like
the
that
reason I used to like Russell Gage till Julio Jones got picked up.
Yeah.
And Chris Godwin did not go to the PUP list, so that kind of bumped Russell Gage. But I do like Lazard at this pick.
Yeah,
Good,
at
good,
this point,
good,
yeah.
good eye, good eye. Are we going to be too Green Bay reliant?
Well, I mean,
but
not necessarily because we're going to get other.
We'll cross that bridge during their
receivers.
bye week.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now we got another pick. Do we want to stay in receiver? Elijah Mitchell's still at running back, but I feel good.
We
at
got
running
three
back.
running backs, but one of them, we need one more running back. Only because Dillon and Jones are on the same team.
What
So
about
they'll have the same guy.
What about Miles Sanders? What about Elijah
What about
Mitchell?
this Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Oh,
Well, I mean, what do you think about him?
What about Penny in Seattle?
I saw that. Yeah, Chris Carson just retired.
yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I do.
Rashad
But
Penny.
they drafted a rookie though.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker
They
the
did.
third.
They did.
But if you think about it, Rashad Penny's really not our starter. He's a guy that
This is
if he's
true.
running,
This
we
is
got
true.
him. So we
If
got
he
some
works
wiggle
out,
room.
that's good. If not, we
Yeah.
don't have to start him. We only have to start him one time.
So y'all want to go with Rashad Penny then?
Penny,
before you press
Blair,
that, before y'all
or
press
Sanders.
that button,
Mhm.
somebody please help me out. Tyler Lockett, explosive receiver, but a lot of explosion was tied in with Russell Wilson.
Mhm.
Will Geno be able to get something out of Lockett this year?
I like Geno actually, but I haven't paid attention to him since he left New York. So, I mean, I feel like he's gonna have to lean on somebody. We already got Penny though.
Do you want to take a chance to see if Penny falls to us with our next pick? Because
we can try it.
and then so what? Go with Tyler Lockett.
He's a
Yeah,
great
let's try
receiver.
that because
Okay.
let's
He's
try
the
that.
best
Let's
one
try that.
available.
Yeah, we'll see what because hey, guess what? Maybe Devin Singletary could fall to us. Then we can get some of that Buffalo offense in there too.
I think they drafted somebody named James Cook.
Oh yeah, out of Georgia.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, because I got tired of that whole Singletary and Moss thing. Zach Moss, that got old quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we did take a receiver just now, right?
Yes, we took Tyler Lockett. So
Okay.
just give the people a recap. We have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Aaron Jones and Ezekiel Elliott at running back, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard at wide receiver, tight end Kyle Pitts.
I don't hate it.
And I have AJ Dillon. We have AJ Dillon. Now, if you want to look, the top running backs available, Ramondre Stevenson of New England, very talented guy. Michael Carter, Lacy knows Michael Carter for Beloved Jets.
Yeah.
James Cook,
He's
the
behind
rookie.
that Brees Hall person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much dries up after that because then you have Naeem Hines, specialist, Ronald Jones II, Alexander Madison. We don't have Dalvin Cook, so I'm not really interested in Madison. I don't feel like drafting a handcuff of a guy that isn't going to produce at all.
Not at this time.
A smart
use of
now, if I had Dalvin Cook, that would be appropriate at this time.
Well, let's look at receivers again, real
Okay,
quick.
receivers. We got
We
Tyler
have a tight
Boyd.
end, right? Yeah.
Yes, we have a tight end. So
We got
we're
Tyler
naming
Boyd,
Michael
Jarvis,
Gallup, Jarvis
Okay.
Landry for the Saints.
Devontae.
Got Martez Valdez
Yeah,
Scantling of Kansas
that's not
City.
looking like anything I want to fool with.
So yeah, that's not a lot of good stuff there.
I mean, there's a lot of people that will be there later.
Yeah.
Okay, so like maybe our best value pick would be at running back.
Okay.
Okay. I would personally like lean toward James Cook. I know he's a rookie or whatever, but Buffalo needs somebody between Singletary and Moss. They need somebody that's going to run better. I don't know. If that's
it's a shot. It's a shot in the dark. It's a shot in the dark to take. I mean, you're not losing anything.
Wasn't it Ramondre?
Ramondre Stevenson from New England's interesting because
they kept him.
Yeah, and Harris is not known. Damian Harris is not known for his being healthy all the time as well. So Ramondre Stevenson,
but here's the thing.
and Bolden left and went to Vegas. So Brandon Bolden.
Bolden.
Yeah, he went out to Vegas.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Calculator.
I mean, if Belichick trusts him, I'll trust him.
But here's the thing with New England. You know that Belichick, you just brought his name up, and you never know who's going to carry.
Yeah, that's true. You don't know who you're going to see trotting out there.
Well, I do know that he's going to catch more passes than last year, and I know he's going to get more work if Damian Harris, because he can run between the tackles too. Nobody knows if James White is coming back as well. He's still
does Stevenson catch?
Yes.
Catch?
Yes, he does. He's a guy that can get out in space and stuff like that, and he has a pretty easy schedule. Throughout, I think if you look at, so against the run, I think number 2 is rated strength of schedule as the second easiest in the league.
Okay, I mean, I'm not arguing with you. It's like I don't mind taking a running back wherever I can get one.
Yeah, I like Ramonde. I like
Ramonde. Carter or Cook, just because like the Jets have to run because they can't do anything else. And Buffalo needs a running game. They still have Singletary. Do they still have Zach Moss? Do you know?
Yes. And that's what scares me. That's what scares me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they drafted Zach Moss in like the first round when they drafted him. They had a lot of draft capital in them.
Okay. So, what about Ronald Jones?
That scares me because they still brought back Jerick McKinnon. Clyde Edwards. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So there's actually reports that Ronald Jones II might not make the roster.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's leave him.
That was courtesy, and I just want to say that was courtesy of the fantasy footballers. That wasn't my report. That was some news that they read on their news and notes segment.
Okay, Mr. 411, do you have any preferences of your own at this point in the draft?
Okay, so do you mind if I go Ramondre Stevenson?
I'll let you.
I'm on board with that.
I trust your judgment.
Okay. Oh, and we got a nice pick notification.
Wow.
Yay.
Yeah.
All of these guys are still there?
So, Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry, Michael Carter. So,
Jarvis Landry is in New Orleans. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Cincinnati. I don't want to be in that mess. But I mean, this is not somebody we're going to start.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
if you want some of that Kansas City offense, Valdez Scantling is still available.
I wouldn't mind trying him out. Him or was it Mecole
Hardman?
I mean, like he already knows all the plays and stuff.
Well, and the thing I like about MVS is he's fast.
So, yes, and tall. He's tall and fast.
Yes. So are you good with that, Mr.
They just lost a player, and they just lost a player that's fast. That was
fast.
Tyree.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm with MVS on this one.
And there's an interesting fact between MVS and JJ Schuster or Juju.
Oh, is he there too?
Yeah. However, Juju got a 1-year contract. MVS got a 3-year contract. So
wow.
who do you think has more faith? The guy that got the 3 years, or the guy that has a show me type contract? So that's why I kind of like MVS.
Okay.
Especially,
I mean, no,
and Juju was already drafted 3 rounds earlier, so we're getting the discount on the same.
I mean, we're not trying to start this guy every week.
Yeah, this is a bye-week guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
James Cook, by the way, went 2 picks after our pick, so he was on the board for some.
I really like the idea.
Yeah, but now defenses: Buffalo, Tampa Bay off the board. Let's see, I'm just trying
India? Who's available? How many picks do we have left?
We have. See, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 more picks.
Okay, we don't have a defense. We don't have a kicker. We don't have a backup quarterback.
But I feel good with. I mean, because if you think about quarterbacks, I mean,
I think we should get a backup quarterback. I mean, I like Lamar, but if
Trey Lance is available.
Well, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it because I would say what's the bye week? Trey Lance. We get Trey Lance and we roll that way.
What is
Lamar Jackson's a 10 week.
Okay, because
so y'all like Trey Lance?
I mean, I like the idea of having a backup.
Okay.
Yes.
For because Buffalo, like not Buffalo, Baltimore is like if all of their running backs are injured again, which 2 of them are on PUP, they do have Mike Davis, but I can't trust that.
That's true.
Yeah, I say go with Trey Lance.
Okay,
go with it.
I like that because I would have taken Debo if I could.
Yeah. Okay, he's there now. Remember the name I mentioned for your Chargers, and I just want to do defense and kicker last, so that's why I'm not entertaining that if you guys don't mind. That's just
I agree.
So especially with if you think about it, though, being the number 12 pick, we're going to get one of the top kickers in the last round because we picked first in the last round, or and a defense that I can always.
I'm sure there's some people that have already.
I do the moving chairs on defense. Yeah. So, but Isaiah Spiller is that guy that the Chargers drafted to kind of ease the work. They let Justin Jackson go, so he's gone. Isaiah Spiller is a guy. He's one of those, and Eckler gets hurt. If Isaiah Spiller is everything they drafted him to be, could be a good guy to think about.
I will trust your judgment. I won't oppose it. Mr. 411, do you have anybody else in mind?
Not this far in the draft, so I'm gonna go with Isaiah.
I mean, there's a point.
Yeah, because at this point of the draft,
I trust the calculator's good.
Yeah, and remember, we always talk about those lottery picks, boom or bust. This is where you try to get those boom players. And I think Isaiah Spiller.
You got to have somebody you can drop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Isaiah Spiller, if he doesn't have a good training camp. We picked him last.
Then you can pick up the guy who does have a good training.
There you go.
Are we done?
No, now we're going to get to our defense and our kicker.
Okay.
So we're going to see who.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so the top defenses.
Who's available?
You got the Rams.
I like the Rams.
I like the Rams. I mean, you got Aaron Donald. I mean, what's that? Like 20 guaranteed sacks.
What's not so late? Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay,
hey,
press that button.
Available for defense.
Yeah, I didn't think the
press
Rams
that button.
Mr. 411 said he said he don't want to even discuss. He said, he's saying push the button, Lacy. I had to press the button. I had to press the button. He was pressing it for me.
And
all right.
Like whoever.
Yeah, we got.
Who has the latest?
Harrison Butker. Well, Harrison Butker for the Kansas City, the guy.
Is he available?
He's available. So I was like, and that goes to show you guys, you can wait for that last pick for a kicker. I mean, we got Matt Gay. We got Blankenship for Indianapolis. He can kick those things. But Harrison Butker, people were spinning.
They're going to be on the goal line.
Yeah. So are you good with that, Mr. 4-1? Are you going to give the press the button? Go ahead. He said, press the button. All right. I got it.
And Lacy, look down the bottom. Look at the bottom of the screen, please.
Oh no, we
There's
got a
you have
C
a fan
plus.
out
We
there,
suck.
people.
No,
No,
well,
Lacy,
they want you to draft
what,
your
what,
kicker and your
Lacy,
correct.
and your
They
we have
defense
someone
before
out
you
here.
draft any like bench.
Lacy,
Yes,
you
sir.
have a shout out. You have a shout out on the screen.
Uh-oh. What happened? What did I do?
On the screen.
Hey, why is that Angel?
Oh
I
my.
have,
I mean, I can't tell. It just says A.
That-
If
yeah,
it's you,
it's A
Angel,
White.
you go, girl. I'll be back in Georgia soon.
That's right.
Whew.
I have
Go
a
ahead,
lot of.
go ahead.
Huh?
Well, calculate right quick. Since Lacy, you can hold up your glass one more time.
Mhm.
And you might as well just let Angel know to tune in to the All Ladies show that's coming up on August 3rd.
Oh,
There's
we're
going to
gonna
be a lot of
have
so
some fun with that. And when I say fun,
calculator.
it's a serious topic.
Yes.
Yeah, be some serious topics on after
You know
the
about
game.
it, calculator?
What's that?
Do you know about
After the
that?
game.
What's coming up on the 3rd, a week from today?
What's coming up a week from today?
We're gonna be
Yeah.
taking a deep dive into Mr. Deshaun Watson's
Oh,
that circus.
gotcha.
We're gonna talk
So
about
tune
things
in.
that they're not talking about up front.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting show there on August the 3rd. So tune in for that. Hit that like, subscribe notification so it'll remind you about that one. You don't want to miss Lacy Dawson and her crew on that episode, the inaugural episode of
Our
After the
special
Game.
guest will be Miss Latanya Rainey.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Miss
you
Heavenly
definitely
Spa
don't want
herself.
to miss this. She is our expert.
All right.
I'm
Back to you,
excited.
calculator.
I can't wait.
Okay. Just if you guys, just a brief rundown. Lamar Jackson, league winning type quarterback, in my opinion. Got good value on him. Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott. Hey, high floor, both high. Well, one's a high ceiling guy in Aaron Jones, in my opinion. Devontae Adams, I have him in my top tier. I have him in my big four. So we got him to anchor our wide receivers. Alan Lazard, hey, he's that guy that we
I like
like.
the two of them. They almost swap. Not exactly, but yeah.
Exactly. Yes, people, they are not on the same team. We do not have the Green Bay team as our as our starters. It just happened to fall that way. Kyle Pitts, a top 3 tight end. I mean, we got top 3 positions, well, with the exception of running back and everything. But if you look at our running backs, Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, hey, if Aaron Jones gets hurt, hey, we got AJ Dillon in there. Hey, if Damian Harris happens to have an injury, and hey, Ramondre Stevenson's going to get 10 to 13 touches a game, even with a healthy Damian Harris. So that's a great bye week fill-in, in my opinion. We got part of that Kansas City offense and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, if Lamar Jackson gets hurt, that's right.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson gets hurt, we have Trey Lance, who we think, to get him where we got him, and people say, why are you getting him if you get him? He was available in the 10th round. So it was like, we're going to take him.
I mean, maybe people don't realize that Garoppolo is gone.
Yes.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah. And our lottery ticket, Isaiah Spiller, I think if things break right again, we have another guy just sitting on that bench, just waiting to come through. A goal line back for a top scoring Charger team is always, because regardless of how much playing time, he is the guy they got who they're going to put in on the goal line. And I have a feeling they're going to score a lot of points this year in the Chargers.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you're playing fantasy, go big.
Yes, that's right.
Don't be timid.
Don't
try to save your money.
Exactly. Don't. No money on the. They call that dead money.
If you come home with no money, then you did the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
And then of course,
I love the team.
Yeah, and look again. Mr. 401 and Lacy. That's why we waited till our last 2 picks and got what I think is a top 5 defense in the Rams. And I got, in my opinion, a top 5 kicker in Harrison Buckner. Got kicks for the Kansas City. So
we know how they rate your draft. It's like if you don't take your kicker, if you don't take all of your starters first, they deem you for that.
Yes. We probably got dinged in our grade.
If you don't take your defense and your kicker who are starters until the end of the draft, they feel like you did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And they're not winning any damn championships.
And the thing is, they probably have us starting AJ Dillon in the flex, and actually we wouldn't. We'd probably start a Tyler Lockett and Martinez as our flex player. We got AJ Dillon to complement Aaron
Right.
Jones.
Because you got him where you could get him.
Exactly. And he was available at that spot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, because you have to understand like people you're drafting with, because there are some people who will just go after your backup.
Oh yeah, we've seen it.
I've lived it.
We've lived it.
That's not a winning strategy. Yeah. But people do it anyway.
Yeah. And then what they do is they tried to trade you 3 weeks in, trying to get something that they need, that they neglected on their side when they were doing
exactly
that stuff. So
that stuff calculator.
That's stuff. I just I don't want the FCC to come after us.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna do some mock drafting now.
Yeah.
And
well, check this out.
With my own team,
this is great here.
I love drafting with you guys.
Oh, I love drafting with you guys as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to draft every now. We're on our schedule now is going to shift to every Monday. We'll have our fantasy show every Monday, and we will cover the top 12 of a specific position each week, and we will follow that up.
Position, I like that.
Right, and then we're going to follow it up with a mock draft. So the reason why we decide to do mock drafts every week is to give you different scenarios that you may run across, and so you could just take a look at these mock drafts and use them. Utilize
different draft positions, because your draft position is going to, you got to make your strategy to that, and so that's why we're doing it random, because a lot of people, they're about to draft and then you pick a number out of the hat and then you're going to have to draft. Right on the spot.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, tailor this to the spontaneous person draft. Give you, so you can have a game plan going in and see what to expect. And another reason, Mr. 411, wanted to do this every week as well, is because opinions change as training camps go on.
That's honestly, in my opinion, the best part of it is like you can see like how the trends are changing over time, just from this week to next week. Is going to be different. Like the next week's top 10 or 12 are probably going to look a little bit different from this week's, depending on how training camp is working out. People having injuries, maybe people getting traded. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
gotcha.
I mean that's just the beauty and the fun of the off season when you get to fantasy. When you get to training camp, when everything is still possible. I love it.
Yeah, because everybody's undefeated right now.
Yes. And everybody's opinion matters right now.
So excellent.
And don't forget, those injuries going to kick in at some point too. It's inevitable in football.
Right now.
Yeah. So that's going to also change some of our drafts. But but stay in tune with us. And also on August the 30th, we will have a live listener league draft. And last week we talked about there was some positions open. And someone took one of those offers, took one of those spots now, and that's
somebody joined us.
Yes, someone joined
our league. How many more spots do we have open?
Well, we're looking at 1 to 2 more spots that are available.
Okay, I mean,
so
if we have to, we could have 2 leagues. You know what I mean? It's like we have the technology here, Darwin. That's not an issue.
Yeah.
So
we got to fill out the demand, right, Mr. 411?
Exactly. Yeah. We got to fill it out. But
there's a limit. So, you let us know what you want.
But our live draft is August 30th, and it will be live, so be ready to tune in for that as well. That's going to be exciting because you're going to have a lot of the members. Some of the members from the listener league will be live, so that'll be interesting. We'll get the live reaction from the kids
that you're interested in participating in, like let us know, because we can have 2 drafts that day if we need to. We're not limited to how many we can have. So, don't think
we have
2 spots left.
We have an unlimited budget.
We will accommodate. We love to draft.
Yes,
we have an unlimited budget minus the UN.
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. Okay. Well, before we get out of here, a couple of sponsors, okay? And then we're going to roll out of here. All right.
Let's listen.
We got to pay a couple bills. All right. Got to pay for Calcualtor and Lacy being on here. So, again, if you want to look like DK Metcalf, you want to look like um, some of those players in the NFL,
Uh-huh.
you check out PT with Grit. Okay, Keith
Oh
Morgan.
wow.
He has his pro.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And check
Okay.
out Keith Morgan, personal training with Keith Morgan. Okay, he also has virtual training programs as well, and so you can
Okay.
check him out at www.ptwithgrit.com. Keith Morgan, we thank him.
PT with Keith Morgan, PT with Grit. Okay.
Yep, PT with Grit. All
Hmm.
right,
I like it.
you need your vehicle worked on
Okay.
and calculated. You can
Oh,
definitely attest to this.
I can
You
attest to
know,
this is a
James
sponsor that
Spicer.
I went to them. They fixed my air conditioner that has been on and off for the past 5 years, folks. And finally, many different places tried to fix it, but it kept going out. But this thing's blowing cold now, and I like it. So thank you, James Spicer at Precision Tune Auto Care,
All
for
right.
taking care of the Calculator's vehicle.
That is excellent. I love that.
And we definitely need that because we got calculate. We got to get you. You have to be able to attend the shows every week, man. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's it.
we
and
need
be
you up and running.
comfortable while you're at it.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, and speaking
All
of
right.
comfortable, Mr. Calculator, like we do have a date for September 1st, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we'll have to figure out what we're driving.
Exactly. Hey,
But I'm riding with you.
that's
Look,
right. My wife,
calculator has AC now.
I got the AC fixed, Miss Lacy. So
Oh,
we'll be
okay.
riding in style, listening to our satellite
Well, Mr.
radio.
Dawson upgraded to a hybrid, so we
Uh-oh.
we can be economically, what do you call it? Ecologically responsible
All
uh,
So
right.
while we're like going to like play fantasy football.
I got you.
I
Gotcha.
would
All
love for
right,
Mr.
Darren
Fullwood
Ford.
to come with us, but he probably won't.
Well,
Darian Ford.
I'll probably be out here trying to get some more sponsors, like Darren Ford, veteran quality lawn, servicing
Okay.
all of Middle Georgia. He's an Army veteran. We salute him. And you can reach out to Darren Ford at 478-318-3814.
Actually, I think I will. I'm tired of Mr. Lacy wasting his
Uh-oh.
damn Saturdays doing lawn work.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, but
And guess what?
this Mr. Ford has to be up to his very exacting standards.
Well,
Oh
that's
my!
well.
OMG.
I'm sure Mr. 41 wouldn't get a sponsor unless they were up to standards, right, Mr.
Ooh, but he
41?
Exactly.
doesn't know Mr.
Hey,
Lacy.
well, they probably can relate,
Yeah,
due to the
we'll see.
military
I have
background
faith.
for Darren Ford. Yeah. But look, Lacey, you can
Yes,
hit
sir.
Mr. Lacey with here, but then you can hit the double combo because while Darren Ford is taking care of your lawn, right?
Uh-huh.
You could have also reach out to Margarita Man.
I have
So,
one
Okay.
question for Margarita Man. Does he do more
You
than
could
tequila?
well 473-273-0787
Uh-huh.
is where
Okay,
you get your answer.
fair enough.
Makingmargaritas.com. They have
I
the
can't do
margarita
tequila.
machines.
Honestly, I can't. It just
I
disagrees
think
with
I
me.
think that I believe they have the versatility to take care of you there.
Yeah.
I witnessed firsthand margarita machines, and it's
Okay. Well,
definitely
I
one of
am
the
more than
best.
willing to take that chance.
I bet. All right. So we thank Margarita Man.
Okay.
All right. All right. We got one more before we get out of here
One last
and
question.
calculate out.
oh
How
yeah.
far does
Here
Margarita
we
Man
go.
deliver? Because I live in St. Louis. I mean, I live in North Florida. Oh my!
Yep.
Oh, back to this. The
Penny
Penny
Platter
Platter
Boutique.
Boutique.
I'm sorry.
Mr.
Okay.
Lacy. Mr. Lacy will be reaching out to the Penny Platter Boutique.
After he has a couple margaritas, he get online.
Woo!
He get
Right.
online
And
to
the
the
lawn
to the penny
You
boutique.
know what? To be fair, I am not mad at this. I feel like it's a great idea. I
I
think
do
it
too.
is.
I love
it's a
this.
nice icebreaker.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
like it's
So
a
yeah.
fun thing to do. Just even if you're just doing it like having a little office party and like
yes,
inclusive. You know,
yes.
Yeah.
what does it hurt?
Absolutely.
I mean, penny
It doesn't
platter. I
hurt.
mean, that's a great name.
Penny
Yep.
Platter Boutique. I'm not even sure what that looks like when you serve it up. I feel like nobody's gonna be really mad. So
No,
Yeah.
no.
that's a
So yeah,
plus.
yep. Lingerie for all your intimate occasions on
Uh,
Instagram @_panty platter, or check out pantyplatter@gmail.com. Visit the
I mean,
website as well.
actually, just signing into that site, will that get you banned from some things?
Well, without revealing anything, I would just say go to www.thepantyplatter.com,
yeah.
Okay.
and you definitely find out that it's okay to sign in. So
Okay.
pantyplatter.com. All right.
Experience matters.
So
Thank you.
there you go.
Yeah.
I
All
love
right.
it.
So
Oh, I love it.
we appreciate all our sponsors
We
and
do.
for today's episode.
That one will probably get some
I
more
get some
attention.
traffic. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if Mr.
Yep.
Lacy
The,
needs to
the
see that.
calculator.
Okay.
Calculator, did you say you have an anniversary coming up?
I have an anniversary coming up next
Oh
month.
no, no,
Yeah,
Oh
Mr.
that's what
Lord.
I
Lacy,
said. That's what I
no,
said. I gotta go on. I can't go on my work computer for the penny platter because I don't know if that's monitored.
no. You know he's
So,
married to a little
but I
red-haired
do have
girl.
another computer I can visit to do some browsing for the honeymoon coming
Oh
up
There
my
you
next month.
go.
goodness.
You just doing a little research, calculator, a little
Yes,
research.
thank you for the penny platter for the sponsorship because that definitely
Mhm.
is a interesting idea.
Uh-huh.
All right. And
Mhm.
please give us the post game report, calculator. All right.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'll be sure to do that.
Alrighty then.
All
I
right.
think
Any
things are getting
parts?
a little out of control. It's
Yeah,
probably time to go to bed.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting late.
Yeah. Any parting shots before we get out of here?
Nah,
No,
it's all good. I
All
feel
right.
keep
great.
yeah, keep your ears to the ground, folks,
Yeah.
and we'll do our best to keep you updated. That's
Yes.
why you do have to subscribe,
Mhm.
give us a like, and
Yes.
hit that notification button so that you know when to
Yes.
come and check us out. So, because the season will be upon us very
Yes.
quickly.
Tis the season for fantasy football,
Yes.
and it's awesome. It's
Yep.
amazing. I love it.
Great time of year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Lacy, thank you for
All
being
right.
on. Calculator, thank
Ciao.
you for being on. And for Mr. 411, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for the next one. Everybody have a
Absolutely.
good night.
All right. You too.
Bye, everyone.
Night, guys.